All right, let's go for the first question. Ross says, how can I train my mind to be more positive? And how do I not let negativity and negative people impact me so I have a bad day and be destructive? Yeah, it's a very good question. Number one part, I mean, I mean, part, I mean, part one of the question. How can I train my mind to be more positive? Listen, mind is always being attacked and bombarded by negative thoughts because thoughts want to replace actuality. Thought thinks it's intelligent, but thought also wants to be known as alive, of a life, because thought has no existence. What we have been duped to believe is that thought is fact, that thought is conclusion, that thought is judgment. We have been brainwashed by thinking that thought is us. When we sit down and instigate certain thinking, that's different than thoughts that appear in our head as they are transient thoughts. Thought wants to exist and wants to replace actuality. Thought attacks the very thing that you are. Thought never attacks, transient thoughts never attack you in support of what you are. Like, if you don't like something, that's what thought brings to your mind. Something that you don't like, something that you're not, wants to give you a suggestion, an idea that what you are not is what you are. Creates havoc, distraction, and wants to confuse you in order to make you think that thought is the boss, that thought is you, rather than you being the boss and thought being a fragment and transient thoughts being just the farts. Transient thoughts want to replace your persona, your center, that I make the rules for you, depending on whatever I feel, which they actually don't have any roots, existence, or purpose, or gender, or nothing. So they just want you to have a life of whatever. Because their purpose is to say that I exist. Count me in, consider me, focus on me, which is coming from all kinds of abilities that brain has by being a receiver and being able to receive all kinds of available information, images, possibilities, thoughts, actions, activities in the Akashic library, in the collective consciousness, which brain has the capability of having a reflection or receiving that whatever is floating around. But when that appears in your head, that has nothing to do with you. It doesn't mean that that is your thought, or you wanted it to be there, or it has anything to do with you, or represents you, or what you like or what you dislike. A brain is like a television set. It's like a radio. Has a capability of receiving waves, broadcasts. But just because it receives a broadcast, it can put it on the screen, it's a screen, and make it visible or noticeable, it doesn't mean that it has produced that or had anything to do with its production. Like your television set receives a concert or program or a discussion on some channel being broadcasted from somewhere in the world, when it is being shown on your TV set, does it mean your TV or you produced it? No, it just means it's have a capability of receiving that broadcast. That's in confirmation what I just the train is. So you have to be aware of the fact that your capability does not witness or is not an evidence that what shows up on in your head is your responsibility or bounds you to be that or has anything to do with you. It just happens that being there as a passing wave, passing broadcast, and you have the capability of, and just like anything else, you can switch it, just like a television set, you can switch it to another channel by simply saying, I don't like this. I go to another channel. Meaning not pay attention, not let it be there and watch it and then keep having questions. Oh, but I don't like this. What this program is, I don't want to watch. Well, just change the channel. The same thing. Let it pass. Let the transient thoughts that annoys you come and go, not to try to dissect them or find a reason why they're there or find a solution or try to convince yourself or the thought itself that that's not me, that has nothing to do with me, I'm against that or this and that, so forth. Just let it be. It's a thought. It's like you pass by a street, there's all kinds of things, garbage, dog shit, this and that, so forth. You don't go poke on them and figure out, oh, it's here. Why are you here? You just pass by because that's got nothing to do with you. Thoughts are the same. So the ones that you pick and the reason that you think you need to train your thoughts to be positive is because there are so many negatives that naturally, as part of what brain can do, appears, and you want to combat them in order to turn them into positive. No, do not have to turn them into anything. Just let them be. You focus on the positive. Because there are all kinds of things. You just focus on the positive. It's like the channel. The channel is not good. Change it to a channel that is proper for you. So it is not about changing your mind, training your mind to be positive. It's about focusing on the positive. And focusing on the positive does two things. First of all, doesn't pay attention to the negative. Secondly, focuses you on something that you enjoy and it doesn't annoy you. It's not. It's something that you are, not something that you're not, which was being suggested to you by the negative thought. And these negativities could be about anything, about whatever it is, a project, a relationship, a sexuality. You can even question your sexuality. And it lingers in your head. Oh, what does that mean? It came to my head. It must be meaning something. No. So first, what it does, it takes your attention away from something that it's not having to do with you and it's annoying to you. Second, it puts your focus on a positive, something that it is in harmony with you. Third, by keep doing that, it conditions you and your synaptic neurons that is what you're good at, focusing on the positive and ignoring the negative, passing by the negative and pinpointing positive. You become really good at picking up the positive spots in the landscape of your thoughts, of your mind, which is the same thing as how we try to live in life. We try to shun the negative in our life, the negative people who are not up to our standards, situations that we don't want to be part of, whatever it is that you find negative, drugs or drinking or whatever it is that it is how you live your life by and your lifestyle. You try to stay away from things that are negative to you and to stay close and be part of what's positive. Sports and fitness and nutrition and proper people, education, things that you like. And that what becomes your lifestyle and your train of focus by default, because you kept at it and you became good at it. So to become good at being positive and have a positive life is to constantly look for what's positive, what's not you, what you're not interested, and what you are interested, and what it is you, And then after a while, you automatically, without really noticing it, you'll just simply wearing off, maneuvering from all the things that by nature and by instinct, you think that's got nothing to do with me, regardless of how many times it appears in your head while you're walking on a street. You, every time that it appears, whatever it is that is not suitable or something you do not approve, you just pass by. You don't pay attention to it, no matter how many times it shows up. Same thing that when you keep looking at the positive and shun the negative thoughts and just don't pay attention to them, no matter how many times they appear, you but instinctively and by default will simply not pay attention to them, because that's how you end up training your mind by fully, constantly being focused on positive stuff, things that are in harmony with your nature, and not paying attention to the questionable things that is trying to occupy your mind and get you involved in order to try to answer it, because it is opposite of you. Thought never attacks you with something that you are, always attacks you with something that you're not. Hence, discomfort, annoying, negativities. Now, the other way that you think you should be helping yourself is to by creating a stronger flow of energy outwardly from you. So when a negativity, negative people, negative situations, negative energy approaches you, your stronger flow of energy will overtake that and does not allow that negative energy to enter or influence or be paid attention to by you. Just like, as we talked about before, when there are two rivers approaching each other, the one that's got a stronger flow will overtake the other one and is not influenced. The other one cannot influence the bigger flow. So create that big flow of good energy, positive energy in you by many different ways. Sports activities, clear your head, meditation, to understand how you can connect with the universe, with the nature's energy, and have that flow of energy always abundantly flow through you, which you can then direct it to flow outwardly, open and clean your path of life from negativities and negative people, negative situations, which is also included with, combines with the techniques we just talked about to get rid of and not pay attention to negative thoughts of all kinds and all sorts. Of course, you can go to my site, mind@seekstruth.com, and click on books, and you will see a book that is in print or in ebook version. Ebook version is much, much cheaper. And in many of the chapters talks about the role of mind. What is mind? Mind needs a home. And elaborates on meditation. I think it's from chapter 30 or 32 to 40 something is all about mind stuff. And of course, it's about, 66 chapters or something. And you will enjoy lots of information there, which could help you strengthen. And if you have lots of negative thoughts or transient thoughts, you can pick up the book Transient Thoughts and Me, and then read that. And if you have any kind of a concern or about the opposite to your sexuality thoughts that appears in your head, then again we can discuss that at some other time if this wasn't enough. And I'm writing some articles that might be of some help, that maybe at one point I could use that to explain this any further. All right, let's go on to next question.